Chapter 7, closure number 2. If the following sequence is arithmetic, fill in the missing terms. Okay, arithmetic, if we remember, it means that we are adding the same amount every time. So I know that I am adding a number every time to finish the sequence. So I want to figure out what I'm adding. So what I'm going to do, and it's a strategy similar to what we did before, but before we were multiplying in number 1. When we're trying to find our multiplier, we divide. If we're trying to figure out what we're adding, we're going to subtract. So I'm going to take 72 and subtract 8. And I get 64. So between this one and this one, I have to add 64 total. Okay, but I have to fill in this missing space, so I actually have to add half of that twice. So I'm going to take 64 divided by 2, and I get 32. So if I want a total of 64 adding, then I'm going to add 32 each time. So 8 plus 32 is 40. And 40 plus 32 is 72. And 72 plus 32 is 104. And if I add 32 again, 136. So again, between the two spaces, I was supposed to add 64. So if I just want to go one space, I'm going to add half of that, which is 32. So we're going to say T of n, because we're talking about a sequence. We have to go backwards to find our zero term. 8 minus 32 is negative 24. So I'm starting at negative 24, and I'm adding 32 each time, so it's 32 n. Letter B. Now we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be a geometric sequence. So instead of adding, I'm going to multiply. Geometric means we multiply. So if I want to figure out what I'm multiplying by, I'm going to divide. 72 divided by 8 is 9. So my total multiplication is 9. But I have to figure out what would be in between there. So I'm multiplying b again times b, and I'm going to get 9. Okay, so this is b and this is b. And so b squared is 9, and so the square root of that is 3. So that means I'm multiplying by 3. 8 times 3, 8 times 3 is 24. So 24 goes in this space. Times 3 again, I'm going to get 72. Times 3 again, 216. Times 3 again, 648. So my sequence, T of n, first I have to go backwards to figure out before, so it's going to be 8 divided by 3. I'm just going to leave that as a fraction. I'm going to multiply by 3, and it's going to be to the nth power this time. So make sure whenever you have multiplication, you have an exponent.